This video is brought to you by Kinsta. Are you losing Google traffic and visitor trust because your website has SSL errors or an invalid SSL certificate?
Can we please get off this website before something bad happens?
Well, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that. Hi, I'm Bjorn from WPLearningLab. Before we get started, here's a quick word about this video's sponsor. With Kinsta's lightning fast infrastructure powered by Google Cloud, your site loads in a flash. It stays stable, even under heavy traffic. Enjoy automatic daily backups, free malware removal, a global CDN, and 24/7 support from real WordPress experts, plus a custom Cloudflare integration. Kinsta's intuitive dashboard makes managing sites easy, even for teams. Whether you're running a WooCommerce store, client sites, or a growing blog, Kinsta has your back. Want to try hosting that works and works fast? Try Kinsta today. Click the link in the description down below. If your website is showing an icon up here that's an unlocked padlock or maybe an X, that means it's not secure. If you click on this icon right here, this is how it looks in Chrome, might look a little different in whatever browser you're using, but it's going to display information about the website, including the security of the connection. In my case, for this one, it's secure. If yours doesn't have a valid SSL, it's going to say it's not secure. Click on that. Mine shows here certificate is valid. Yours might show certificate is invalid. If we click on this, you want to check specifically on the expiry date because not all hosts renew their SSLs automatically. Don't ask me why, so you have to renew them manually. In my case, you can tell it's still valid and it expires on this date, and whether or not I have to renew with this host, we'll have to see. But for this host specifically, it's a CPanel host and it has all the same tools or very similar tools as other CPanel hosts, and you're going to find one called SSL/TLS in your cPanel. And if I scroll down this website list, we're going to see some red buttons, some errors saying the domain does not have our name servers. And this one here does have name servers, and it does not have an active SSL. Or if this was an expired SSL, it would say renew free SSL. So if we click on that, that's all we have to do to activate our SSL for the domain. And you might be wondering what the name servers are. Inside of your domain registrar, in my case, it's Namecheap for that website, the AI Underground. If you click on Manage, we're looking for a place called Name Servers. Sometimes it's under the DNS. In this case, we have an advanced DNS up here. We don't have to go there. It's right on this first domain information page. But depending on what your domain registrar is, you might have to go to a specific DNS zones or DNS section. So these are the name servers of this host, and they display it in their help pages. That's where I found the name servers, and we just copy and paste them into here. If we were to get a free SSL from Cloudflare, for example, and the host we did this for was a cPanel host, but what if you have a different kind of host, like Kinsta, for example? Great hosting company, super secure, super fast, but it's not cPanel based. It looks a lot different. Over here under DNS, we can add websites. Just click on add a domain, add the domain here, just like that. Then click on add domain. Important note, if you're planning on using G Suite for your email, click on add Gmail MX records. Makes your life a little bit easier. So you add the domain. This is it right here. Then it gives us name servers we have to update. So if we copy these and go back into Namecheap, just pop those right in there. Be nice if there was a copy button beside each of these. But we can just highlight, copy, and paste. That works too. Okay, hit the check mark. Now we've updated our name servers. Now this domain is going to be pointing towards Kinsta. This is going to take a while, 10, 20, 30 minutes, half an hour. Just depends on how fast all the apps and all the platforms are updated with this new information. But once this is updated, we'll be able to apply SSL certificates right inside of Kinsta. And that's also free as part of a Kinsta account. So after a few minutes, we now have a check mark here. Name servers are pointed to Kinsta. So that worked. Sweet. Now we have to link a site to this domain. I created a site under WordPress sites over here. Just click on add site and you can go through a short number of steps and it creates a website. And then you can add that website to this domain name. And once that is linked, it's ready to go. And the great news is there's nothing else for you to do to get an SSL. Kinsta has a strong Cloudflare integration, and so you're automatically connected through Cloudflare and all of its protections through Kinsta's Cloudflare account, SSLs automatically applied, everything's done. You're ready to go. So hopefully one of those two options cover you, either the CPanel hosting SSLs or the non-CPanel hosting SSLs like in Kinsta. But if that doesn't cover you, you can go directly to Cloudflare and get a free SSL through them. And inside of Cloudflare, if you add a website, like website devxyz.com, which is the one we see right here, we can click into the website, go to the SSL/TLS section. It shows our SSL TLS encryption status right here, and we have locks between the browser and Cloudflare, and between Cloudflare and the origin server, which is the hosting account. So that's all gravy. We have an SSL up and running to provide us with HTTPS through Cloudflare. But how do we actually get this up and running? Well, if you wanted to get a free account with Cloudflare, first you go to cloudflare.com, go to sign up. They have a free plan right here. You click on add a website, probably fill in a short registration form, and you come into something that looks a lot like this right here, although you wouldn't have this first entry. So you just have the name of your account and then no sites listed here. To add a domain, just click on add a domain, type in the domain name here. I'm going to get one from my Namecheap account that I haven't used very much. Let's do the AI Underground. And the AI Underground, of course, is one of my new YouTube channels. If you want to check that out, I'll link to it in the card up above. Subscribe there if you want to see AI videos. So we put that in there. We do a quick scan for DNS. Just keep that selected as recommended. Click on continue. Select the free plan. And usually everything they find here is just fine. Now it tells us to log into Namecheap, which we already are. Make sure DNSSEC is turned off. I'm not even sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure in Namecheap that's already turned off. But if it's not in your account, make sure you do. There's provider-specific instructions through this link. And down here is where the really important stuff is. It shows the name servers we have to copy into Namecheap. These are the ones we have. We got to replace them. So copy this one. Click on Manage for the AI Underground. Paste the first one in there. Copy the second one and paste it in there. Then delete the other two. And then click on the check mark to save. That's done. Click on Continue again. And now we have to wait. Sometimes it can take up to 24 hours for this to start working and for Cloudflare to start detecting the name servers are changed. Click on Check Name Servers Now whenever you feel like you want to check. Sometimes it only takes 10 or 20 minutes. Sometimes it takes a couple of hours. Just depends on, I don't know what, the internet, the world, the weather, I don't know. But the information has to be transmitted between all these platforms. And then when that information has been transmitted, it'll be up and running. And you'll have access to this SSL section where you can then make sure that you have locks on both sides of Cloudflare, which is the full encryption option. So if that's not selected as full, make sure you select it and then click on Save. And then you have an SSL certificate up and running on your website. Don't worry about the invalid name servers for now. I've been switching them around to all kinds of places for this video. But if you have a lock between the browser and Cloudflare, but no lock between the origin server and Cloudflare, you can try clicking on Configure. Usually there's a list of being able to choose flexible or full, or there's two other ones to get this lock over here. But in this case, we can't do that. I think it's because of the name servers. So how do we get around that? We can go to origin server on the left and we can manually input our SSL certificates. So right here under origin certificates, click on create certificate, keep all this as it is, click on create, and now we have an origin certificate and a private key. And we can add this to our domain entry inside of our hosting accounts. And this isn't going to work on all hosts. The one we're using in the first part of this video, which was cPanel based, I could not find where to import the SSL certificates. In the non-cPanel based host, like Kinsta, I couldn't find a place either. However, when I go to Siteground, and I go to Site Tools for a website, go to Security, and then SSL Manager, there is an install option and an import option for the SSLs. Again, this isn't going to be for all hosts, so depending on what you have going on for your setup, one of the solutions in this video should work for you. So let's go to Import, and here we have a certificate field and a private key field, which matches up with what we have inside of Cloudflare. So I'm going to copy the certificate, paste that in there. Copy the private key, paste that in there, and then all we do is click on import, and that will then import the certificate. I'm not going to in this case because this domain does not match the domain that we're creating the certificate for on Cloudflare. But that might be the option you have to use for your host to get your SSLs up and running. And if you find a free SSL certificate generator online, it's going to be a similar process where you copy and paste to import your security keys and your certificates into your hosting account just like this. But one of these methods in this video should help you secure your site with an SSL. If they don't, or if you have other ideas as well, please leave them in the comments down below so we can all benefit. If you like this video and got value from it, make sure you hit the like button, then click subscribe and ring the bell to let me know. And then check out this video on the screen right now, which is all about speeding up your website using the Lightspeed caching plugin. Make sure you check that out, and I'll see you there.